We have focused upon the nature and scope of climatology. What is the meaning of climatology? What is the subject of climatology? And we have also discussed about the concept of atmosphere, its composition and structure. Today's class is about the elements of weather and climate. That is one of the important topic and the subject matter of the studies in the climatology. In terms of elements of weather and climate, first of all, we have to learn what is the weather and what is climate. Is both these two terms are similar with each other? Then after we have to focus upon the elements of the weather and climate in a very detailed manner. In terms of weather, I have discussed you in the previous class that weather is generally denoted as a term of the short-term variation of the atmospheric conditions. Weather indicates about the short-term changes of atmospheric state or the atmospheric conditions over a very smaller area and for a very shorter period of time. जैसे अक्सर आप लोगों ने फिल्मों में ये गीत सुने होंगे कि मौसम की तरह कहीं बदल तो न जाओगे. What does it mean? It means that the मौसम that is indicated as a weather is a very much changeable phenomena. It is not the constant. It varies. There is the variations of the elements of the atmosphere over a very smaller area and for a shorter period of time. It changes. It changes with the second to second. It changes with day to day. It changes with season to season. Then what is changing? Your curiosity would be there कि what is changing. मैं किस टॉपिक पे बात कर रहा हूं कि क्या चीज बार बार चेंज हो जाता है. Then I will say that it is the elements of the weather or the elements of the climate that is changing drastically over a shorter period of time and for a very smaller areas that covers by the elements of that weather. That elements of weather are may be counted as temperature, pressure. Here I am talking about the atmospheric temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind velocity, humidity, precipitation, rainfall, cloudiness, sunshine. These are called as the elements of weather and climate. In totality, these are the sum total of the atmospheric conditions that changes with the time and with the space, that changes with the from one place to another places. Then it is called as the weather is changing. Then we can say that atmospheric conditions are changing. Changing in terms of if the temperature is changing. Suppose there is the monsoon Asia, a larger area is there. But in monsoon Asia, there is the many countries. In many countries, there are the various smaller regions like Aligarh, Nainital, Cochin, or the Ernakulam. These areas and the locations are situated in the same monsoon Asia climate, in the same tropical India or the tropical Asia climate, but the weather is different from the Cochin towards the Delhi, Aligarh, or the Nainital. Because of the drastic changes of the temperature, pressure, humidity, rainfall conditions, precipitation, different form of condensation like the cloud, fog, dew, air masses, cyclone. So these are the elements of weather, and we have to focus these elements in our continuous classes that is coming days. We have to focus independently over these elements of weather, that is insolation, temperature, pressure, humidity, independent. I will discuss in a very shorter manner what is insolation, what is temperature, what is pressure, what is humidity as the elements of weather and climate, not in the detail, but as the elements of weather and climate. I have told you about that. Weather is the sum total of the atmospheric conditions in terms of temperature, pressure, humidity, and so on. So let us discuss with the insolation as a elements of weather characteristics or the amount of the solar energy that is received by the earth. Insolation किसे कहते हैं? What is the meaning of insolation? अक्सर आप लोगों ने सुना होगा कि सूरज की ऊष्मा पृथ्वी तक आती है, और इससे पहले की क्लासेस में भी मैंने बताया था कि बेटा sun is one of the important source of energy for the surface, just like the gravity and the endogenetic forces that is running inside the earth is also being utilized as a form of energy. So there are the three different form of the energy. First is over the earth's surface. First is the insolation, gravity, and the third one is the endogenetic forces or the geothermal status or the geothermal energy. Insolation indicates about that the solar energy which is coming from the sun and that is received by the earth's surface is called as insolation. अगर आपसे कोई पूरी insolation कहलाता है, then you have to say that the amount of solar radiation coming from the sun and received by the earth is called as insolation. The solar radiation which is coming from the sun and that is received by the earth is in the shorter wavelength. The wavelength of solar radiation that is coming from the sun and received by the earth is in shorter wavelength. And it is one of the important source of energy for the earth's surface. Solar radiation is coming at the speed of the light, that is 3 lakh kilometer per second, or you can say that 1,86,000 miles per second. This is the speed of the solar radiation. That is the speed of light through which solar radiation or the solar energy is running and coming towards the Earth's surface. And the Earth in total received this amount of the solar energy or the solar rays within the time period of 8 minutes 26. Within this time frame, one parcel of solar radiation, the light reaches to the Earth's surface within this time frame, that is 8 minutes 20 seconds. Because of the distance of the sun and the earth, that is the average distance of the earth from the sun is 150 million kilometer or 93 million miles. 150 million kilometer is the average distance of the earth and the sun, and the speed of the light is 3 lakh kilometer per second, and you can calculate that within 10 minutes and 20 seconds, the solar energy or the light reaches towards the Earth's surface. So, this amount of solar radiation is very important for all the functioning or the major functioning of the atmosphere, oceanic circulation, formation of the food by the plants, and the other exogenetic forces, or process of denudation that is running and sculpturing and leveling the altitude or the leveling of the various relief and the landform features of the Earth's surface. this amount of solar radiation is causes for the various biogeochemical cycle and the process of the food transference in the form of food web and the food chain in the ecosystem, biospheric ecosystem. This solar energy is needed for the air circulation, for the movement of wind, for the atmospheric circulation, as well as for the oceanic circulation in the form of oceanic currents and the oceanic waves. The other functions of photosynthesis and the other process of the exogenetic movement and the exogenetic forces that is caused by the weathering and erosion of the landform systems. How important that solar radiation is. But my friends, you have to concentrate. You have to concentrate that this amount of solar radiation that is coming from the solar surface and reaching towards the Earth's surface is evolved at the sun through the means of nuclear fusion. ये सोलर रेडिएशन बनता कहाँ से है और सोलर रेडिएशन आता कहाँ से है, तब आपको ये ध्यान देने की जरूरत है कि there is the nuclear fusion reaction that is going on over the solar surface, over the sun and its surface. सूर्य की किरणें जो आती है, ये सूर्य की किरणें बनती कहाँ से है, इतनी अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी कहाँ से आती, तब आपको ये ध्यान देने की जरूरत है कि सोलर सरफेस has experienced the nuclear fusion where the hydrogen nuclei are converted into the helium, and in this process huge amount of energy is radiated. And you have to know that this amount of solar energy is constant. The amount of solar energy that is coming from the sun with the process of nuclear is produced by the process of nuclear fusion over the sun surface, photosphere. You know that the solar temperature, the temperature of the solar surface is about 6,000 degrees Celsius, and it is constant, and it is the per unit radiations of that solar energy is constant, and the amount of solar energy over the square centimeter area of the Earth's surface is also constant, and that is about 2 calorie per square centimeter per minute. 2 calorie per square centimeter per minute is the solar constant. कहने का मतलब ये है कि सूरज की उष्मा न्यूक्लियर फ्यूजन से जो बनती है फोटोस्फीयर तक जो आती है वो एक कांस्टेंट अमाउंट में आती है बेटा, और वहां से जो उष्मा पृथ्वी पे रिसीव होती है वो भी कांस्टेंट है. दिस इज द बैलेंस ऑफ नेचर. अगर उष्मा बहुत ज्यादा आ जाती तब भी जिंदगी पॉसिबल नहीं था, जस्ट लाइक द मरकरी एंड द वेनस. अगर उष्मा बहुत ज्यादा कम अगर आती, बहुत कम अगर होती, तब भी जिंदगी और बायोस्फेरिक लाइफ एंड बायोस्फेरिक इकोसिस्टम का कोई प्रोसेस हो नहीं पाता. देयर इज द बैलेंस of the amount of solar radiation received by the unit area of the Earth's surface, and that is called as solar constant, and that is 2 calorie per square centimeter per minute. अक्सर ये कंपटीशन में ये सवाल पूछता है कि what is the meaning of solar constant? Then you have to say that sir, the amount of solar radiation that is received by the unit area of the Earth's surface that is coming from the sun and received by the Earth in the form of shorter wavelength is constant, and that's why the solar constant, its value is 2 calorie per square centimeter per minute. Then why The solar radiation is in the shorter wavelength. Why not the longer wavelength? So there is the scientific laws. Hotter the body, shorter the wavelength. And cooler the body, longer the wavelength. Because of the sun heat is more, that is 6,000 degrees Celsius of the sun surface. The sun is very hot and its wavelength will be sure very low. But the frequency will be high because there is the inverse relationship between the temperature and the wavelength. And there is the inverse relationship between the frequencies and the wavelength. तो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशन के फॉर्म में सोलर रेडिएशन आता है. The solar energy coming from the sun is in the form of electromagnetic radiation. Over the surface, hello, hello, hello. Okay. I was talking about that the amount of solar radiation that is coming from the sun towards the earth in the shorter wavelength form because of the hotter and the very hot temperature of the sun. And one thing you have to remember, that the amount of insolation that is received by the earth in total, it is an average, it is constant, but over the earth's surface the amount of this insolation varies. We know that earth is in the spherical form that rotates on its axis, or in the geoid form that rotates axis on its axis, and it revolves around the sun. In that respect, the surface of the earth which faces to the sun directly will receive more radiation, and the part of the earth which is far from the sun in terms of angle of the solar radiation, then it will receive the less insolation. In general, the tropical region which is there between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn from 23.5 degree north, that is known as Tropic of Cancer, the line of Tropic of Cancer. 23.5 degree south, that line is known as Tropic of Capricorn. And the region between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is known as tropical region. And this region experiences the vertical sun rays in the certain period of the year from 21st June, that is the time when the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer. 22nd December, that is known as winter solstice, and the sun shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. And there is the position of equinox, that is vernal equinox, and the spring equinox, that is 23rd September and 21st March. In that position, sun shines vertically overhead at the equator. Then there is the limit of the vertical sun rays between the tropics, between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. However, if we go beyond the tropical region, the sun never shines vertical. The solar energy or the sun never been experienced vertical radiation or the vertical position beyond the tropical region. And this is the reason that the angle of the sun rays is always slanting towards the moderate temperature area, temperate belt, and the frigid zone, that is polar region. There is the vertical radiation that is received near the equator and near the tropics, and there is the horizontal radiation, there is the slanting rays is being experienced at the polar region, either North Pole or the South Polar region. The angle of the sun rays varied from 90 degree at the equator, and it decreases and it increases. The angle of the sun rays increases towards the pole. That's why the amount of insolation is maximum at equator, and amount of insolation decreases if we move from equator towards the polar region, either South Pole or the North Polar region. That decrease of insolation, of the amount of insolation from the equator towards the pole, is one of the important characteristics that determines about the classification of climates and the concept of climate. So insolation, that is the amount of solar energy received by the earth, varies from the equator towards the tropical region and towards the polar region, and it decreases from the equator towards the pole, and it causes for the variation of temperature, and that resulted into the variation of the different type of the atmospheric belts over the earth surface. तो आपको ये याद रखना है कि इंसुलेशन जो पृथ्वी के धरातल पर मिलती है ये यूनिफॉर्म नहीं है, और इक्वेटर पे इंसुलेशन मैक्सिमम है, और यह पोलर रीजन की ओर हम आगे बढ़े, चाहे वो नॉर्थ पोल की ओर हो या साउथ पोल की ओर हो, तो हम इंसुलेशन की अमाउंट जो आपका कम होना शुरू हो जाता है. अगर सपोज करो 0 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड पे इंसुलेशन परसेंटेज में 100% है, तो 90 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड पे, दैट इज द पोल, नॉर्थ पोल एंड साउथ पोल, वहां पे इंसुलेशन 42% होगा इन कंपेयर टू द इक्वेटोरियल पार्ट ऑफ द अर्थ. 40% तक हो जाता है. यस, अतीक, यू वांट टू आस्क? Okay, beta, the total percentage of the atmosphere, if we whole amount of solar radiation is perceived as 100% coming from the sun towards the earth, then it will be resulted back. The 100% radiation is resulted back and expand in the various activities. That there is the balance of the incoming solar radiation and outgoing solar radiation, outgoing Earth's radiation. The energy which is coming from the sun is balanced by the outgoing radiation that is reflected in the sun by the earth towards the space. It is balanced. इसलिए इसको कहा जाता है हीट बजट. Yeah. लेकिन बेटा, one thing you have to remember that the upper layer of the atmosphere में जितनी एनर्जी आती है उतना जमीन पे उतना नहीं पहुंच पाती, because अपर लेयर एटमॉस्फेयर से जो एनर्जी जमीन पे आती है वो अलग अलग काम में खर्च हो जाती है, जैसे स्कैटरिंग, डिफ्यूजन ऑफ द सनलाइट, स्कैटरिंग, रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द certain amount of insolation by the atmospheric elements like vapor and the different gases also. स्कैटरिंग में खर्च होते हैं, डिफ्यूजन में खर्च हो जाता है, जैसे अगर सपोज कीजिए अगर आपके कुछ लैटिट्यूड ऐसे हैं, suppose there are the at 0 to 10 degree latitude, the at the winter solstice 0.54% of the upper layer atmosphere जो है आपका होता है इंसोलेशन, लेकिन सरफेस पे 0.61 आपका जो है एनर्जी जो है 0.61 मिलता है। तो देर आर द स्लाइट वेरिएशन, अपर एयर में जितना आता है उतना जमीन पर सरफेस रिसीव नहीं करता, रास्ते में भी थोड़ा खर्च हो जाता है। जैसे कि अगर कोई आपको अगर आपको कुछ पॉकेट में पैसा दे, भाई 1500 रुपए जाओ, ये घर से अब अलीगढ़ चले जाना, पापा ने दे दिया, लेकिन जब आप वहां से चले तो रास्ते में 400-500 रुपए खर्च हो ही जाएंगे, और आपके अलीगढ़ आते आते अलीगढ़ में कम से कम 1000 रुपए आपको बचेंगे, जिसको आपको पॉकेट मनी पे 10 दिन के लिए आपका इस्तेमाल करना होगा, ये जितने दिन के लिए करें आप। तो जितनी एनर्जी आती है आपके अपर लेयर ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर पे, उतना वो पहुंच नहीं पाती अर्थ सरफेस। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? या प्लीज आस्क। Yeah, albedo means beta the amount of solar energy that is reflected back from the surface। जैसे स्नो सरफेस है, फ्रेश स्नो है, उसका एल्बेडो ज्यादा होगा, उसकी रिफ्लेक्टिविटी ज्यादा होगा, क्योंकि चिकने धरातल से स्मूथ अगर सरफेस है तो वहां से रिफ्लेक्शन जो है ज्यादा होता है। लेकिन अगर वही वाटर हो, वेजिटेशन हो, तो वो ग्रास्प भी कर लेते हैं सोलर एनर्जी को, उनकी रिफ्लेक्टिविटी और एल्बेडो फ्रेश स्नो से कम होती है। उसी तरह से बादल है, वो भी रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं। तो द अमाउंट अगर इंसोलेशन कम मिलेगा तो आपका इवापोरेशन, आपकी हीट आपकी कम होगी, टेम्परेचर कम होगा, तो इवापोरेशन ज्यादा नहीं हो पाएगा। जब जितना अमाउंट आपका इंसोलेशन आ रहा है वो बर्फ को पिघलाने में खर्च हो जाता है, तो उसके बाद से ह्यूमिडिटी का सोर्स ही नहीं बन पाता। तो इसलिए जो है वहां पे इवापोरेशन कम होता है, और जब इवापोरेशन कम होगा तो वहां पे जो होंगे उसमें ह्यूमिडिटी के जो सोर्सेस हैं, जो एयर मॉइस्चर है, वो कम होंगे। जब एयर मॉइस्चर कम होंगे तो आपका प्रिसिपिटेशन भी या रेनफॉल भी या कंडेंसेशन भी कम होगा। तो हर एक यहाँ क्लाइमेटोलॉजी में एक चीज आप लोग याद रखिएगा बेटा, कि अगर एक क्लास भी मिस हुई तो आगे वाला कंसेप्ट आना समझ में मुश्किल हो जाता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक कंसेप्ट दूसरे कंसेप्ट से बिल्कुल लिंक है। अगर आपको इंसोलेशन समझ में नहीं आएगा तो श्योर आपको टेम्परेचर नहीं समझ में आएगा। अगर आपको टेम्परेचर समझ में नहीं आएगा तो प्रेशर भी समझ में नहीं आएगा। जब प्रेशर नहीं समझोगे तो विंड कैलकुलेशन कैसे होता है, विंड क्या होता है, ये भी नहीं समझ में आएगा। तो साइक्लोन, फ्रंट, एयर मासेस, कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आएगा। यू हैव टू बी वेरी रेगुलर इन योर क्लास, बिकॉज उर्दू में एक शेर है कि हर एक शय से जुड़ी है हर एक शय, यहाँ एक फूल अगर तोड़ो तारों का दिल हिलेगा। समझे आप? तो यहाँ पे हर कंसेप्ट एक दूसरे कंसेप्ट से लिंक है, इंटरलिंक्ड है। इसलिए एक एक कंसेप्ट आपको बड़े ध्यान से सुनने होंगे और सारे लेक्चर अटेंड करने होंगे। बीच बीच में इसलिए मैं रिवाइज करा देता हूँ, आपके सारे लेक्चर्स का रिवीजन करा देता हूँ। तो इसलिए हम लोगों ने देखा कि इंसोलेशन क्या होता है और इंसोलेशन किसे कहते हैं। फिर से हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कि कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो इंसोलेशन को मुतासिर करते हैं, इफेक्ट करते हैं। व्हाट आर द वेरियस फैक्टर्स दैट कंट्रोल्स द अमाउंट ऑफ सोलर रेडिएशन ओवर द अर्थ सरफेस। किस किन वजहों से इंसोलेशन कहीं ज्यादा होता है, कहीं इंसोलेशन कम हो जाता है। Any other question?
Sir,
We will discuss
sir,
later on tomorrow. Yes.
Sir, out of 100 parts, Earth receives only one part of solar radiation. Sir, how does Earth does not receive more? Means it evades, it rejects excess radiation. How does it reject excess radiation?
Sorry.
So how does Earth reject the excess radiation? Because Earth receives only one part out of 100 parts of solar radiation.
1.2. Yes. Yeah. Very good question. Very good question. Because I wanted to know from you. Yeah. The amount of solar radiation that is coming from the sun towards the earth, that is only 1.2 billion part. पूरे अगर सोलर रेडिएशन का देखा जाए तो ये बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, 1.2 बिलियन पार्ट. तो why the sun does why earth does not receive more radiation? Because the the size of the earth is very small. The size of the earth is very small, as well as the amount of radiation that is coming from the sun towards the earth is also is because of the radiation. And the radiation is the source of the radiation is the means of heat transfer without any medium. Transfer of heat without any medium from one place to the another place, from one part to the another part, from one planet to the another planet, from sun towards the earth. That radiation is the means of the heat transfer, a very important means of the heat transfer. In that radiation, there are the certain laws that governs the Stephen Boltzmann constant is there, and Wien's law is there. That is the law of the physics, law of thermodynamics, that controls about the transfer of heat and the what would be the amount of heat that would be received. इसको लांजिले में नापते हैं. ये जो फ्लक्स है जो सन से आती है सूरज किरण फोटॉन्स के फॉर्म में, ये अलग अलग सूरज की रोशनी तो अलग अलग प्लैनेट्स पे भी जाती है. The angle and the distance, the optimum distance of the sun and the earth, that is one of the matter. Another, the size of the earth is smaller, लगभग 900 times आपका जो है ये छोटा, 900 नहीं, लगभग many times the earth is smaller than the sun. sun से बहुत ज्यादा छोटा है अर्थ सरफेस. लगता नहीं है ऐसे, क्योंकि जो है आपका जो अर्थ है ये ऑप्टिमम पोजीशन पे है, इसकी साइज कम है, और इसका जो एटमॉस्फेरिक जो आपका कॉस्मिक रेडिएशन रिसेप्शन है ये 1.2 बिलियन पार्ट ही है. यस अतीक, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन यू वांटेड टू आस्क? सॉरी, revolves. वेरी गुड, वेरी वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. इसमें बेटा आपने जो सवाल किया कि बिकॉज ऑफ द रिवोल्यूशन ऑफ द अर्थ टुवर्ड्स सन, is there any fluctuation of amount of insolation in that revolution? Position of the earth changes. Beta, the 150 million kilometer is the average distance of the earth towards the sun. But the orbit and the path of the movement of the earth around the sun, the path of the movement of the earth around the sun is the generally elliptical path. Sometime it is closer and to the sun, and sometime is far from the sun. And this is the reason that the maximum distance of the earth towards the sun is 152 million kilometer, and the minimum distance of the earth and to the sun is 147 million kilometer. And the position of the earth when it is there at 147 million kilometer, that is the nearest distance of the sun towards the earth, is known as perihelion, and the position of the Earth, that is maximum distant at the Sun, that is 152 million kilometer, is known as aphelion. And so the amount of insolation that is received at the position of aphelion is comparatively larger in compared to the that's the answer. The second, the distance of the Earth towards the Sun at the position of the aphelion, sure the amount of energy will be high. At the position of perihelion, sure the insolation will be higher. Perihelion के पोजीशन में जब नियरेस्ट होता है सन अर्थ से तो उसमें इंसोलेशन ज्यादा होती है. अफिलियन के पोजीशन में जब सूरज थोड़ा सा दूर है अर्थ से तो उस वक्त जो है सोलर रेडिएशन आधे इंसोलेशन कम मिलता है. लेकिन 3 जनवरी को नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में ये पेरिलियन की स्थिति होती है. जब विंटर सीजन होता है तब सन जो है आपके सूरज के नजदीक है, अर्थ जो है सूरज के पास में. इस वजह से बहुत ज्यादा विंटर सीजन में नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में पेरिलियन की स्थिति आने से आपका बहुत दिक्कतें नहीं आ पाती. अदरवाइज सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में ज्यादा दिक्कतें आती. यस, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? हम बिल्कुल हार्श हो जाते. अगर ये जनवरी में अगर नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर के लिए हार्श हो जाता है और सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर के लिए थोड़ा सा सही रहता है. इसको बेटा पढ़ के आना है आप सब लोगों को. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. उस क्लास में सबको कह दीजिए कि रेगुलर क्लास रहना जरूरी है. अदरवाइज ये मार्क्स भी बहुत कम आ जाएंगे और मुश्किल हो जाएगा कंसेप्ट को समझने में. जी बेटा.
ओके सर.
थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.